Hey everyone, and welcome back to Timeless. I can't stop myself. We got to figure out if the One Ring is good in energy or not. I don't have enough data yet. But one thing I was missing from the last deck is discard and black interaction. Like on video, we didn't run into hard combo decks, but trust me, that deck would get destroyed by show and tell. So here's the sideboard. We got all the Juggernaut Peddlers. Love that card. We got the Thought Seizes for 6 discard spells, and we have Bowmasters. What we cut from the last deck, we cut one prison because we saw how awkward it is to have a bunch of these in play when you're trying to go long with the deck, and Bowmasters is kind of an auxiliary removal spell to almost make up for the removal of one of these. And we also got the Ragavans because oftentimes that card just gets blocked. And we're going to play slow, we're going to play around the ring. We don't need Ragavan. I'm almost tempted to cut Bombardment too, but like Bombardment plus a Johnny is just too damn good. Or Bombardment plus a bunch of tokens off of this thing also just too damn good. Other than that, I think it's pretty normal. I took the last mana base and I just added a little bit of black to it. This black is much more of a splash than in like any other Mardu version because we're only really playing sideboard cards and Bowmasters. And only have, what, 3 Bowmasters, 6 cards in the sideboard, 9 total cards that need the black sources. It's not crazy. I actually might even be able to get away without having basic swamp. We could just play another fetch and not play basic swamp. What are the odds we get Blood Moon? Now we'll play basic swamp. I might tweak the mana base. I'll think about it, but this is definitely the first draft of Mardu Ring. I wanna see if Ring is good in energy. Like I don't have enough data yet. I need to face all my tough matchups and make an educated guess. I would guess that my Luris deck is still a little bit better, but the One Ring really does bring crazy grind potential to this deck that nothing else really can. So let's go ahead and get into some games and see it in action. All right, game one, we are against Kindred MTG. We're going to be on the play here. And we have a normal Mardu energy hand. Pure and free of impurities such as the One Ring. What a normal energy hand, right, guys? Uh, this deck is so silly. We're going to lead off with a cat, of course. We can go ahead and play this Godless Shrine here. Next turn, we'll decide between whether we want Ocelot, Pride, or Amped Raptor, depending on whether or not my Pride actually gets to connect. Oh, there's my ring! Alright, let's go to combat here. Let's see whether or not Ocelot Pride actually deals damage. Sweet, let's go ahead and play a second Ocelot Pride. And then with this, we'll just go ahead and get a Surveil land. Lots of little kitty tokens for me. Ooh, Founding. Okay, so actually, what the heck are you playing? Are you playing Shift and Tell? What's going on? Oh, Self Mill. Ooh, very cool. Ooh, a Glyph. Oh my god, triple Creeping Shell? Yikes. Triple Creeping Shell, but no Prized Amalgam style I come back from the graveyard card. I think we're okay. Let's go ahead and take a Surveil here. We don't need another removal spell for threats that don't exist. I think here we're just going to play out this Amped Raptor. Even though there's a chance that it misses, I think we just want to get as much pressure on the board as possible for if our opponent does stumble. Okay, we'll go ahead and decline here. And then I'll go ahead and shock in so that we can blast any blockers that they have out of the way. We do get a lot of cats, so hopefully we can kill our opponent pretty quickly. They mill 4. Uh-oh. Prized Amalgam. It's coming. Alright, let's see what else they got. It's a cool deck. Founding. Yep. Get a freebie from hand. Another Gaze. Yeah. Alright, here on their end step, we're just gonna blow Amalgam out of the way. I don't care that they have some Narcos in play. Narcos aren't big enough to like really effectively block too much. Go ahead and shoot this. We can shoot this now. This other trigger doesn't do anything because it's a new game object. Alright, sweet. We can play a Johnny. And now if they block my Ocelot Pride, I get to flip a Johnny.
Nothing is more important than family.
Yeah, how you feeling, opponent? You feel like chumping the Amped Raptor. Understandable. Quite understandable. Alright, so am I supposed to, like, Static Prison one of these stupid things? To get any instant or sorcery from their graveyard? Yeah, I'm kind of scared of them, like, glimpsing themselves, right? So I think we'll go ahead and hit this Founding here. We're gonna get a lot of cats, by the way. So we should have lethal next turn. So I get to mill 4 here, but 4 is really not that much. They play a land, get their Bloodghast back, and Prize Amalgam back, but that's not going to get them anywhere. Yeah, I just exiled this one because giving them the option to flash anything back means that they could, like, flashback Glimpse, mill an unthinkable amount of cards. You get it? You get the pun with a glimpse the unthinkable? Ha ha ha. Okay, I'm done. Against them, or you just want to graveyard hate. We did trim one hearse to make room for the other sideboard cards. Are they drawing cards? Do we want these silly Bowmasters? Probably not. Do we want to peddle them? I really just need graveyard hate, and I don't have that much of it, unfortunately. Also, like, rings is, like, not what we want here. So maybe we just take the rings out? That defeats the point of the video, though, right? Nah, we gotta keep rings in. If for no other reason for science, we have to keep them in. Swords is really good to perma-exile things. Yeah, this exile removal is pretty good. The discharges are kind of mid. I think maybe Bowmasters are better. Not sure. I don't have any, like, practice against this deck because it's kind of like a little goofy brew. I think that just discharging a prized amalgam over and over again generally doesn't lead to a victory. All right, game 2. We are looking at hand with surgical, so I'm going to keep it no matter what, even if the rest of the hand is kind of mid. My opponent might or might not have given up on this match. Oh, no, they're still here. Okay, cool. I was waiting a while before I started talking. Yeah, we'll go ahead and keep this. Very, like, questionable 7, but realistically all we need to do is surgical a key card, like Narcomoeba before it comes back, or prized amalgam, and then we are in the clear. I'm going to go ahead and play Parlor. Bowmasters is fine. Get some pressure on the board. What you got there? You're going to self-mill 10? What? Me? Wait, what do you mean mill me? They switch up the strategy? Now they go to offensive mill instead of defensive mill for game 2 and 3? Is it the bait and switch? Oh, and they... Oh, I like it. I mean, I'm not the biggest fan of, like, surgical extraction on a fair deck, but I like the strategy pivot. I just think it's interesting because it's the first time I've seen somebody do that. I think it's cool. I'm not saying it's good. I'm not saying don't start surgicaling Gyda-Souls. Please don't start doing that. Dang, so I lose my thread I kept on top and everything. Yeah, right? Okay, fine. Are they gonna surgical me twice? Alright, ladies and gentlemen. I've had it on my list. I actually started making it, but I didn't film it yet. A surgical extraction tutorial. They double surgical me that I'm gonna make the tutorial right after I finish recording this. Because they're just giving themselves card disadvantage if they keep using surgical that much. All right, here we're gonna play out Raptor, even though there's a mischance, just because I think I have to get pressure on the board. And just getting some pressure out there is more valuable than anything. So my opponent might just try to mill me and race me. Race to the bottom. I will decline there. What am I supposed to do? I can, like, surgical my opponent's glimpses? This guy, he's just rotting in my hand. Okay, I'm gonna wait for them to flashback something. The Worldly Gaze, sure. Or see if they surveil like an Archamoeba into the bin or something. But I would assume they cut that for just mill spells that can be used offensively on me. Okay, they keep all 3 on top. Interesting. I'm very interested, actually. What's going on? Alright, we were being sunk into the stupor. I'm gonna go ahead and get my other surveil land here. Add an attack for 2. We could, of course, surgical this otherworldly gaze, but I think we're just gonna wait. I want to be patient. I want to use this if they get a creature that comes back, or Founding of the Third Path, flashing back their card. We'll just use it to essentially counterspell that. Maddening, yeah. Alright, surgical Maya Johnny, okay. Sure. You you have to pay life? I hope they did. Right, let's go ahead and surveil here. Hopefully try to find a threat, but if not, we play Wondering. Oh, my surveillance got milled, of course. The classic. Alright, may I go to my turn, please, dearest opponent? Ah, no, I may not. I have 7 cards in my library. Oh, there's a Flage. Oh, my Flages are all on the bottom. Oh, also Basic Swamp plus Flage is such a win, right? Alright, we don't have time for the ring then. Let's play this Bowmasters. Let's put it into play. I'm going to Surgical whatever they flash back, and then we'll play Flage next turn. Target is that, so we're going to go ahead and exile it. Also pull it out of their deck. Sure. Basic Swamp in my Flage deck. Okay, let's take a look. Savin's Reclamation. That's a cool one. Yeah, they straight up just took out all that self-mill stuff. Except one Narco, one Goif, just because I guess they don't have room to get rid of it. That's so interesting. I mean, I successfully got baited and switched. I'll tell you that. Okay, let's get Fleech back. Okay. They draw a mill spell, they win. They don't, I win. Nice and simple, right? I got 5 cards left in the library, so pretty much anything does it. Okay. Apparently nothing does it. Alright, that was interesting. I do have to say the idea of the bait and switch was pretty neat. I don't want to say this deck is good. Actually, I'm just going to straight up tell you not to build this. Unless you want to have fun. Again, I'm playing to win. I'm playing to get high rank, but if you guys want to play to have fun, play to have fun. Build this shit. This looks incredibly fun. Alright, game 2. We're up against Nord. Ah, look at that aggro curve out. Ah, what a one ring free hand. It's just a, it's what I like about this deck. It's just a normal energy deck, and then it just plays a stupid busted card advantage spell somewhere within this stack of cards. Hey, Guided Souls Gaming. Let's get it. Just keep jamming threats. We're just gonna jam 2-drop, 3-drop, unless something significant happens. Forest. Basic Forest in this economy? Ooh, it could be that Flare ramp deck. That's pretty cool. Let's just go ahead and play Johnny and pass. I'm gonna attack with Guide. Just in case they don't block for some reason. I'm sure they will. Okay, they have blocked. I'm gonna play Johnny. And next turn, if we draw nothing else, we'll just play the Flage.
I will prove my worth to my pride.
Play the Flage, kill the blocker. We'll have 3 energy, so we can fly something as well, which is pretty neat. Snow covered waste. What are we cooking? I don't know. I'm scared. Ooh, another Johnny. That's pretty good, but I don't have the red permanent. I don't think he's worth flipping if I don't have the red permanent, right? I think I'm a little faster on the goldfish if I go the Flage route here. Get this out of the way. We're also threatening to escape a Flage later if we do this, which is nice. Do this, buff my Guided Souls. Swing for full damage. And then maybe we get lucky and we draw a red permanent. If not, we'll eventually get Flage back. Hey, stop ramping. Oh, what's that? Oh, Cityscape Leveler. Okay, I've seen this deck before. It's just like a green flare ramp deck. It's got Card in the Great Creator in it. It's cool. They might play a card now. How they beat my deck ever, I have no clue. I'm going to be honest with you. That's why you play Energy, because most of the decks in the format just like don't know how to beat you. This is something it was At one point on the list of things I was kind of interested in trying myself for the channel, see if we can innovate, but then I failed to think of any way to actually pull the deck forward without making it worse, right? Because if you deviate too much from the core strategy of just using these dorks and green flare and then playing giant colorless and green payoffs, then you do make the deck worse and more inconsistent in other ways. So I struggled to think of an improvement that didn't involve making the deck more inconsistent or slower. We have been exiled. I gotta read Kozilek's command. Exile a target creature with mana value extra or less. He was indeed exiled. My boy is gone. I think here we are just going to Legend Rule our Ajani. That seems very fine to me. I'm gonna attack first. My opponent has the ability to cast something very, and I mean very large, next turn. But as large as you can imagine. We're gonna Legend Rule Johnny. I think the turn after we'll have a Flage back, so my opponent will be dead soon.
Teamwork triumphs.
Make our board as wide as possible here. If we don't draw red permanent, then we could put a counter on all the cats, maybe.
And we are enemies.
Alright.
More
Do your worst, opponent. I do have 2 removal spells, but they don't remove all of the giant things that your deck could be playing. I think between Swords and Discharge, I hit most of them, though. Karn, we can discharge Karn. One Ring, I cannot discharge that. Alright, they get turn here. But little do they know, I am the One Ring deck. Oh, hey, Cityscape Leveler. Well, my city was just leveled. Alright, so a neat thing here is that I can actually get Fleech back here. And go ahead and Swords this. Goodbye. They gain a lot of life from that, though, which is a little tragic. But at least we get Flage. We'll save the Guide of Souls for later. I want to get this Flage in play. Let's saturate our mana, right? What's scary is they have another leveler ready to go if they ever do, like, truly get an obscene amount of mana. I mean this deck does things. It really does. Alright, the Rumble coming through. Hits a Karn and a Kozilek's command. Oh, Cozy's command can exile my Flage, can't it? Oh, that's so good, actually. That's actually crazy good. They go with Lab instead. I wonder why. Oh, no, this is permanent only. Right. Then why not take Karn? Karn's good, right? Alright, mana. 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 Mana! And a ring. And they're probably planning on bringing Leveler back to their hand. That's gonna be fine by me. Alright. Well, my turn, I guess. I can put Gigantha into my hand using the Power Stone mana, which is funny. Are we good, opponent? Okay, they're just gonna bring it back now? Sure. Yes. I would like to get rid of that. Thank you for asking. And then we're gonna play Guide. I know we're playing everything pre-combat main phase gaming, but like they're tapped out. They got protection from everything. We attack with Fleech anyway, because what we can do is we can have it shoot itself. We gain 3 life. Alright, your turn, opponent. So if they can level my Cityscape here, they just kill Flage, and then I still untap with Guide of Souls, which is pretty good. Not great, though. Okay, they put it back under the Labyrinth, of course. Because they drew another, maybe? I don't know, man. Oh, big Karn. Okay. Karn can get a 4-drop. Is there a 4-drop you can grab and wipe my board with? I don't think so. But I'm ready to be proved wrong by the Karn, the Great Creator Gamers. I'm leaning away from the mic. I must have been quiet. Something like Ratchet Bomb can deal with part of my board. But I don't think for 4 mana that they have something to deal with all of it. Unless they have 4th Ring in the sideboard, then they can go ahead and do that. That just buys them a turn. Okay, nice. They don't have anything after all. Right. What do we want here? I think we don't want the creature removal. I might not even want swords. I'd rather have prison than swords in this matchup. But we definitely want needles. I don't think Vexing Bauble is it. I think Peddler is it. Peddler is him. Needle the One Ring and the One Ring Mirror. Classic. I mean, we're gonna needle Karn, really. Um, might want to pedal. Would I like to pedal them over swords? I think so. I think I'd rather be proactive. All right, double ring, but we do have sideboard cards. I'll go ahead and keep this because we do have those sideboard cards. So we can go Ocelot Pride into Peddler and then Pithing Needle based on that. I'm sure we're going to Pithing Needle Karn. Yeah, Kami, sure. If they Flare of Cultivation right now, do I Needle Karn blind? I think I do, right? Because they're going to have 4 mana when they untap on turn 2, which is actually kind of wild. This deck is wild in that sense. I think the correct play is going to be Pithing Needle, Karn the Great Creator. We drew third ring, that is suboptimal. Right, Karn, please. If they have a One Ring instead, I'm gonna make some sad trombone noises because that's what I would have named if I wasn't playing a One Ring version of this deck. All right, they did not have anything. Maybe they did have a Karn and they just chose not to play it. I'm going to look at their hand and take whatever payoff they do have here. Looks like they might have Ugin's Command or Kozilek's Command. Go ahead, make some spawns, draw a card, probably. Actually, you don't want to draw a card in the face of a Peddler, right? Kozilek's Command? Sure. Okay, you do draw a card. They might draw junk and leave their actual good card on top of their library. That's what I would do. 3 top? Yeah, they probably left their good card on top. Alright, what you got there? Nothing! Okay. Oh, shifting one then. Hey, yo, it's cheating. Hey, yo, put that card away. Alright, there's the One Ring that I could have needled, but I didn't, because I am also a filthy, dirty, disgusting One Ring gamer. I'm gonna go ahead and attack here and see if they block. Cool. I'm gonna play a cat, play a tap land, and then next turn we'll play our own ring, and then we have a ring off with our opponent. Their payoffs are much bigger than mine, so I don't expect it to go my way. I expect to lose here. And they also got to start doing their ring thing a whole 2 turns ahead of me, which is kind of wild. All that ramping that they have in their deck. Okay, we lose. You know, let them have a turn with me, right? Oh, I drew swords. It's the worst card for me to draw. Before I drew swords, the worst that they could do is just pass my turn. But now they can, like, swords my own bride or peddler. Please swords the peddler. Nope, they're smart. So I can chain One Rings against this Embercool. So what's my outs to it? Do I Static Prison in? I do have my copies of Static Prison in the deck, so that's my out. We will draw to it. Don't think the game's over just yet, but I'm not feeling too good. I do have to just chain rings for a couple of turns. So this gives me an angle that I don't have in the Loris version of Energy. I actually can just give myself protection from everything for a few turns and tell my opponent to fuck off until I draw an answer. Hey, it's an answer. Would you look at that? A card that gets around Evercool having protection from most interaction. Neat. My opponent's going to draw cards. Maybe too many of them. But they can also just hard cast another Emmy whenever the hell they want. They have it right here. Oh my god. Oh, they're going to hit my needle? Bro. They could just do another Emmy. Oh, they could do another Emmy and then break my Static Prison when they take my turn? Yeah, forget about it. Just forget about it. I don't think that there's really a line to victory at that point with my opponent getting to draw that many cards. Let's go ahead and run it back. Alright. Oh, no black mana. Unlucky. That was a good hand. We just had to throw it back, unfortunately. But we do have here is a really sweet hand. I'm going to put back one of the Raptors, just because the Raptors do have a mischance here. And then we'll just get the cat curve out going. When I did this mana base, I'm just thinking about my 7 that I threw away. I did keep in 4 Arid Mesa, or 4 Sacred Foundries. Is that a mistake? Hope not. Maybe I could have rebuilt the mana a little different. Because we opened with double Sacred Foundry. Alright, well, we got 6 permanents in play already. We can make it 8 next turn at minimum. Looking good. Looking good. Alright, Kami of the Bamboo Groves, you got it. And then, flare? No flare? Just a slow hand? I will happily take just a slow hand, by the way. Guide of Souls into Amped Raptor. Alright, now you're talking, dude. So we do have a miss here. We can miss the ring. And then I could take back everything I've said about this deck possibly having legs. But I do this because we get to 10 for our Ocelot Pride, and it would just be a stupid amount of tokens. We can also just Legend Rule our Ajanis, of course.
Not perfect.
We do finally have peace. Oh, what a stupid goldfish. Yeah, it's crazy. A one-ring deck can still have this stupid energy goldfish. This is turn 3! It's not like I did anything crazy. It's not like I made a deal with the devil. This is turn 3. This is turn 3. My opponent's at 8 HP. I have... how many permanents in play? You don't even tell me when I have the City's Blessing already. Whatever. I have 7 cat tokens and a Guide of Souls and an Ocelot Pride and an After and a Dejani in play. Sure. I have 11 creatures and planeswalkers on turn 3, and my opponent's at 8. What a deck, right? What's funny is if they had Ugin's Labyrinth plus Imprint their last card, they could have played One Ring and bought a turn. Wow. Oh, what the heck? We got a 2 in a row. Alright, last time we got a 2 in a row on the video, it was Tony, and I got... and I wasn't happy about that. We had fun, of course. But you don't know Tony, thy nemesis on ladder, who plays the funny Stifle build version of Shift and Tell. So we're going to be up against Mono Green again. What does a good hand against Mono Green look like? Probably a gold fishing hand, right? So Bowmasters go back. I mean, they're a One Ring deck. We can flash this in, kill their dork. Nah, I don't think it's good enough. Yeah. Better. Keep swords or ring? I'd say swords right now. Alright. We got 3 mana on turn 2, but it didn't go anywhere this time, thankfully. So it's the question of, do we want to jam Raptors? Do we want to jam... jam Prides? We probably just want to jam the Pride here. I'm going to play all this like stuff pre-combat and everything, because we're playing against this Mono Green deck. They're not going to have too much interaction. Oh, they can have Kozilek's Command exile this. Right, they do have instant speed creature interaction. I was going to say, oh, he hasn't had a chance to sideboard in Dismembers or whatever his plan for energy is, but no. Kozilek's Command exiles this. X equals 1 right now. So I guess I should have chipped in for 1 combat damage, but very minor. That's honestly really sweet. 3 mana to kill a 1-drop and draw a card. And then the card only scales from there. Like, Kozilek's Command is so awesome. Like, this is a crazy card. Also gets boosted by all the Eldrazi lands, because it's a Kindred instant with Eldrazi type. It's kind of wild. Alright, they can get Karn there. I don't want to play Raptor out next turn because I have a very high mischance, but I might do it anyway. Let's go ahead and Surveil here. Got their opponent. Oh, all my surveillance are not black. Oh, a Johnny, fantastic. Yeah, I need to change up my surveils. I kept from the original version of the deck the double elegant parlor, but I want a black surveil land because black is my off color. I'm gonna fetch the off color tapped very frequently. I gotta remember to change that. I'm probably gonna forget though. I got a whole ass video to make. Alright, Johnny, get in there. Cats incoming.
What a beautiful
It's the
day
attack of the
for
cats. Alright, ring? Yeah, you got it. Ring, good card. Alright, let's play our raptor here. Maybe we hit a static prison because we're a lucky son of a bitch and we always hit it. This does have a mischance, a very high mischance to be honest with you. But I think it's... He is a lucky son of a bitch. He does hit it every time. How is he so fucking lucky? What a lucky fucking son of a bitch. Kids don't play Timeless. I don't know if to be family friendly. Oh my god. Oh, what a format we play. Play amped. Play a 2-mana 2/1. You either get a free One Ring or a free removal spell or a free fuck you. Okay, my opponent gets my turn. I think before my opponent fucks with me too bad, I'm gonna go ahead and shoot this with Galvanic Discharge. Flip my Ajani preemptively. I don't think my opponent could fuck with me too bad if I flip that Ajani. Because they could Swords Ajani otherwise. I mean, I have very few outs to Emrakul. Oh, they let that pop? Yeah, that's a problem. So they get to start drawing cards again. Play Amped Raptor, they're just going to decline the cast, unfortunately. If it hits a One Ring, I'm going to, like, cry. I mean, if it's a ring, I'm happy you got into the video, because it would be funny. Alright, they're going to play a land, fail to find, and then probably just, like, Swords my Ocelot Pride here. And then... And then what, guys? And then I draw my 1-outer to kill Emrakul. I mean, Emrakul kills me in 2 combat steps, right? So I don't have to immediately get rid of it, but it's just like static prison's kind of the only thing that deals with it, or just chaining One Rings. Oh, he can shoot me with it, right? Oh, did it shoot itself? Oh shit, I didn't realize it could do that. Huh. Well, I think it's still the right play to flip my Johnny there, though. They could have done worse damage with a discharge. Okay, so what am I hoping to draw? Static Prison, Heart of the Cards. Goodbye, Ocelot Pride. You served me very well. Yeah, what the hell am I looking to draw? Bombardment. That is not it, but I will put it into play, and then maybe next turn I draw the card I need. Rather unlikely, but I'll let my opponent have fun with their Emrakul. Didn't we establish last time that when they got a One Ring 2 turns before I did, that I just had no chance? Okay, yeah, you know what, you get it. Even if I kill your Emrakul, you just have a full hand of 7, no matter what. Last time we put in the Peds, and we put in the Needle. And then we took out this and some of these, right? And then we called it good. Yeah, let's go ahead and keep... I kind of want Thought Seizes, too. You know what, Thought Seizes off over the pedal, because, like, exiling doesn't do anything for me, unless it's exactly Cityscape Leveler. Do I want all my discard effects? I gotta make room for them. That means all the swords come out. It might be better. Let's go ahead and run it back like this and see. Wait, on the play. We got Guide of Souls into some Busted Energy card with a Thoughtseize coming after they ramp. Sounds good to me. Might be tough to like weave in the correct sequencing here, but I think we're supposed to start with Guide of Souls. Or we can start with Thoughtseize. Start with Thoughtseize, turn to a Johnny. or Guide of Souls, and then maybe turn 2 Thoughtseize, and we're mana inefficient. I am going to leave my mana efficiency up to whether or not my opponent actually like has a flare ramp hand. If they could conceivably have 4 mana next turn, I have to Thoughtseize them. If they don't, then we can continue to just like develop our board and play a Johnny. Okay, they don't. That's good. Okay, and next turn we can do Amped Raptor plus Thoughtseize. And we can live the dream and hit 1 ring off the Raptor.
To the hunt.
Alright, let's see what you got there, opponent. A Grazer? That's not going to be good enough. And a Flare, perhaps? And a Flare, perhaps. Alright, let's go ahead and... Might as well Amp Raptor first before we Thoughtseize. That might influence... Look at this arena game trying to tap me out of my own Thoughtseize. Anyway, we're going to have 5 energy, which means we can live the dream and cast the One Ring off Raptor. Okay. We'll take a Flip to Johnny instead. That's also weakly busted.
Nothing can break our bond.
The energy is a fucked up deck. You guys ever think about like how good this deck is? This should not be legal.
I will have
No ring for you. These cards should not have been printed together. This is not cool. For the sake of Modern. For Timeless, they're really cool because it enables Timeless to have an aggro deck that can compete with its other decks. But whoa, these are almost like too good for every other format they were put into, being Modern and Historic. I'm not a Modern gamer. Maybe they're more tame than I think in Modern. But I have difficulty imagining that like the Modern format can have aggro decks that really compete with this. I mean, neither does Timeless, but Timeless is just on a different power level. Alright, we go ahead and take the ring. My ring. Thank you. And I plus. I could put Fleech to my graveyard. I don't think there is a reason for that. And we are just straight up chilling. Yeah, you get to imprint. Cozy's command. Nope, they're just gonna graze and then maybe command. So they can command for a bunch and just make a bunch of blockers. Like that's an out that they have. Not a great out. But, like it's what they're gonna do. Make a bunch of blockers, draw to a win. I do have Fleege for a little bit of reach. Ooh, another Guide of Souls. That's quite good, actually. Give me that. Okay. This. Make a thing with a Johnny. Shoot you for a lot. I hit you for 7, and then we're gonna fly multiple creatures with Guide of Souls, so I think they die no matter what, right? I also have Fleege for lethal, just in case they somehow fuck with this. Yeah, let's fly all of our cats. I should have just cast the Fleege. I don't know, I'm lollygagging over here. Kozilek's command can't save them here. They can make Eldrazi, but they block on the ground, not in the air. Yeah, like flyers. Yeah. Okay. Game 3. Same shit. I actually really want all 6 discards. I think that was totally the correct decision. Let's run it back with all 6. Alright, what do we got going on here? We got a handful of good 2-drops. I mean, we got a Johnny Bombardment. We can interact with their hand. I would love a 1-drop to complement this, but like we can't complain too much. If our opponent goes like Grazer Flare and then does a 4-drop on turn 2, then it's actually going to be too fast for us, which is wild. So, Emrakul under the lab. That's not good to see. Yeah, maybe... Was this hand too slow? No shot this hand's too slow, right? Oh, they don't have a 4-drop. Okay. We win. Let's go ahead and Surveil here. I want mana or... Actually, I think I just want mana, really. Yeah, I keep that on top. And then I think I take a look at their hand. I don't think I'm allowed to let them live with whatever they do have. Unless it's just all mana. In which case, whatever. Okay, whatever. Sure. Alright, we're gonna play a Johnny and then flip him the next turn, and yeah, we're gonna go off a little bit. We're gonna have a go off queen moment. Okay, Arena of Glory. I will go ahead and get a tapped land and just play this Johnny for the time being. I know I'm sloppy with my sequencing going first main and everything, but it doesn't truly matter.
I will prove my worth to my pride.
Right, Flare of Cultivation. Just cast for 3 mana. You got it. We're just, we're being honest out here. We're spending mana. No free spells. This is an honest gamer matchup. Hey, what can they copy, by the way? Nothing? Okay, good. I just had to double, triple check. You never know. Yeah, I need to fix my surveillance. I forgot. Did that happen last BO3 or this one? I can't recall. Pithing Needle can stay on top, because that does remove their outs. Let's go to combat here. Yeah, let's go to combat here. Attack with everything. See how they block. And then we'll go ahead and flip our Johnny. A Goblin Bombardment. Go ahead and flip. Oh, I don't have more black. Why'd the game tap me out of black mana? I wanted to put Bowmasters. Ah, whatever. I'm just gonna needle Karn. Actually, the One Ring. I wanted to play Bowmasters. To make my Johnny do more damage and to ping this to death, but whatever, dude. It's fine. I wasn't paying attention. I was too busy yapping for the video. Trust me, it's harder than you think to like yap, explain your actions, and do the actions correctly. Especially if it's an odd matchup like this that you don't always navigate, and you're also playing a new-ish deck. I know I've played enough Mardu energy in my life, but this is funny. Alright, let's go to the next turn. I think we're just gonna go ahead and... I mean, I could just ring and draw a gazillion cards, but I think I should just dead my opponent here. So I'm gonna put Bowmasters. Wait, what you got? Hey, hey, hey. No tapping mana. They can also play Emrakul sooner than you would expect. Also, my opponent should have sacked that. I'm just gonna get as many creatures on the board as possible here. I know there's a mischance. I don't care. Oh, guide. Okay, technically played those in the wrong order as well. Yeah, I just wasn't sure if I wanted to play Raptor first. And again, like I said, it's hard to yap and play correctly at the same time. I have to figure out my lines and talk about them. I had to keep the video moving in a timely manner, you know? It's okay. Also, I get mildly fatigued by playing the 6th game in a row against the same deck, same person. Not that I have anything against Nord over here or anything against his deck. It just... my brain just starts to gloss over the details after a certain amount of games with the same old, same old. Also, we have lethal. Okay, I should have held full control there. I got the tip to hold full control when I do bombardment, the same way that you do with Necro. Do we have time for one more in the video? I think we do. I'll get up from my computer for a second, but I want to do one more because we got the same game, same gamer twice in a row. So let's see if we can get a little variety. All right, I didn't get a chance to play another game. I just got home. It's super late, and I don't have time to play another one. I'm a sleepy boy. But I was thinking about this a lot while I was out, and the One Ring is a very powerful card advantage engine. This is straight up better than Luris. Actually, that's a big claim to say it's straight up better than Luris. But if you look at it from a providing your card advantage and late game value perspective, it's better than Luris. Luris is 6 mana, 3 mana, do nothing literally, and then 3 mana to cast the Luris, and it dies to any removal spell. This is 4 mana, gives you protection from everything, and then it draws a shit ton of cards. This is a much better late game engine than Luris really ever can be, even with a card like Chthonian Nightmare to kind of break Luris. So I do see the merit in dropping Luris for this. The problem is that the One Ring is not great against unfair decks. This One Ring is a fantastic way to just win the game against so many different fair decks. If you have a mirror match of energy where the game isn't decided really quick, the player who jams a ring is going to win. If one person has no rings in their deck, they're just going to get smothered eventually. Kind of the same with Flage, but the ring is even crazier. Um, you're playing against just guy control and you resolve a ring, you win. You win. It's an ask to resolve a ring against a control deck, but you might be able to do it. And sometimes control decks, they like to sideboard out their mana drains against energy. I believe Blue Black Tempo does sideboard out mana drains against this deck. I'm not 100% on that. I haven't been playing the deck lately. But this card does do crazy things in fair matchups. The thing is, in unfair matchups, it does nothing, right? You don't want to just wait until turn 4 to cast this. It doesn't even give you protection from most of the good combo decks in the format. Show and Tell wins around this. Jet Storm just wins through this because it's life loss, not damage. So there's not much merit to playing it there. So what I'm thinking is long term, the strategy is going to be putting your rings in the sideboard for those sorts of matchups. You can just sideboard them out. Same with the Flage. Like you sideboard out these 7 cards, and then you bring in like your 7 cards of 8. You might sideboard out some removal spells too. It's too many cards to take out, right? Because then we're taking out 10. I mean, think about it. Against Shift and Tell, we kind of have 10. We have 4, 6, 8, 9, 10 if we bring in a bauble or needle even. I mean, literally all these cards come in against Shift and Tell. It's so funny. The deck is so remarkably easy to hate out, yet so resilient still. Um, yeah, I'm thinking about this. This One Ring seems pretty sweet. I like this version a lot better than the Boros version, so this is where I'm going to keep cooking from. I don't know if this is going to be better than other builds of energy. I don't know whether or not it's worth it to have this card. It is really, really strong. It's just a question of whether or not it's worth the deck slot, whether or not it's worth the main deck slot. I was thinking maybe if we want to be like really crazy out here, we can go to our normal Luris deck and we could say, you know what, how we got these prismatic ending swords on licensed hearse. This is mostly for like fair matchups, almost mirror matches, you'd think when you bring these in. What if we put 3 rings here and we take out the Luris? Is that too crazy? I think that's too crazy. But I was thinking about it, right? And sometimes you got to be crazy when you think about formats. So my conclusion on the ring, it's very powerful. It is not good against unfair decks, which are the worst part of this. I know we didn't queue into too many of them. The one we did hit on video was the Soren one last video, not even this one. And you can see how this card's not going to help there. Like, yeah, I could draw you sideboard cards theoretically, but you can't play this until turn 4 in this deck because we don't have mana acceleration beyond like Ragavan charges. Oh, never mind. We don't have Ragavan. You can't play this until turn 4. So on turn 5, it'll draw you your sideboard card. You know, forget about it. You've lost the game by then because it's timeless. But I'm kind of high on the One Ring right now. I'm going to keep trying it, definitely. I don't know if it supplants the status quo of energy builds, but I was kind of at a dead end for innovation with the Luris Nightmare deck. I think this is as pretty good as it gets. This is like really tuned right now. I'm actually gonna make a sideboard guide for this very soon. I already wrote one up, but I want to make a video guide too. I haven't done the video, and I haven't shared the written one yet because I haven't made the video. But sideboard guide for this coming soon because I think this is pretty close to perfect. Of course, as the meta changes, this is going to need to change. But for the current meta, like I absolutely love this configuration that we have here. And we're very far away from understanding the perfect configuration for a ring-based deck or even a Flage-based deck. So I think I'm going to spend my time with energy cooking with either Flage or the ring, perhaps both, and see if I could figure out a different version of the deck and see if we can tune it, get high mythic, and have some fun. All right, if you have any thoughts, let me know. Join the Discord. That's where we mostly chat. And see you next video.